Welcome to Echo Eye Stories. In the middle of the night, a terrifying scream breaks the silence of a small town. The girl watches from the shadows, her heart pounding as she sees the unimaginable. A murder. She's the only one who saw it happen. Sound of distant wind and rustling leaves fills the air. A young girl crouches behind a tree, holding her breath. Wide eyes dart across the dark clearing, her heart racing. A muffled voice echoes through the woods, followed by the sound of a struggle. "You think you can betray us? Please, I didn't mean to." A loud thud echoes, and the sound of a heavy body hitting the ground follows. A moment of silence hangs in the air before the sharp crack of a gunshot breaks the stillness. The girl gasps, her hand covering her mouth in fear. The man's body falls to the dirt with a heavy thud. No one crosses us and lives. The footsteps of the men retreat, leaving behind an eerie silence. The girl trembles in fear, her breath shallow. She slowly backs away, her eyes fixed on the scene. She runs into the woods, the sound of her footsteps disappearing into the night. At her desk, the girl sketches frantically, every detail of the crime seared into her mind. She draws the man on the ground, the gun in his hand, another man walking away. Her hands tremble as she draws, the picture becoming clearer. With each stroke, the door creaks open and someone steps inside. They glance at the drawing, concern in their eyes, then place a hand on her shoulder. "Eliza, are you okay?" The girl points to the drawing, tapping the gun, then to the name at the top of her list. Jason Parker, the powerful businessman. The other person reads the name, eyes widening. "Jason Parker? You're saying he did this?" The girl nods, urgency in her movements. She grabs a notebook, flipping it open to show more names. "I have to go to the police. They need to know." The other person grabs her hand, panic in their voice. "No, Eliza. Jason Parker runs this town. He'll make you disappear. You can't go to the police." The girl shakes her head, determination setting in her eyes. She walks toward the door. "I have to. I can't let them get away with this." She steps out, leaving the person behind, watching helplessly. The door creaks open at the small police station. The girl enters, holding her sketchbook tightly. An officer looks up, his face hardening as he notices the drawing. "What's this? Another wild story from a little girl?" She taps the sketch, pointing to the body on the ground, then to Jason Parker's name. "He was there. He did this." The officer's expression hardens. He leans forward, skepticism in his voice. "You think anyone's going to believe this? Jason Parker runs this town. You don't know what you're up against." The girl stands firm, her eyes locked onto his, refusing to back down. "Please, you have to believe me." The officer hesitates, his face troubled, but he looks away. "You don't know what you're getting into, but if you're right, you might not make it out alive." The girl leaves the station, resolve unbroken, while the officer watches, torn between fear and disbelief.